Here's a little sneak peek of our Disney album before you actually jump in and get ready to put it all together. Just some inspiration to keep you motivated and keep you working. So inside we've got our cute little Mickey, our park shuttles. I really tried to look at the map in Disney and kind of put the embellishments in order as to how you would walk around the park. So you've got like Main Street when you come in, and then the castle at the end of Main Street. Food, rides, games, prizes this way. What a Small World, Little Minnie. I'm really in love with this album. Doodlebug really did a nice job with the embellishments. They're so cute. And I think we did a great job with the actual album, all putting it together. So Fantasyland is one of the things you'd see first, depending on if you go left or right. And then I tried to make sure I have the right embellishments that match with the Fantasyland. And then we have Adventureland. I really wish they would do more like for Epcot and Animal Kingdom. It would just be so cute if it's done by Doodlebug. And a little bit of a different spin on Disney. Tomorrowland. So this book is meant to be a walk all the way through Disney. And I hope you guys enjoy making it as much as I did. It's super cute and I loved every minute of it. We're going to be working on our Disney album, and we want to go over everything that we need before we get started. I have out my pop dots because we're going to be pop dotting some of the embellishments that are inside and some of the pictures. I also like to use the foam roll pop dots, so if you have those, grab that out because it's a little bit faster. And with these types of albums, you do not want to scrimp on your adhesive and your pop dots because they're interactive and people are handling them. Most things are not in page protectors. So you want to make sure that it's really glued well. I like the Express It tape because the tape is actually on edge to edge. So when you put it wherever you want it, it's going to be adhesive from side to side. There is no gap in between here. So I have both sides. Small pockets, I use this. Big pockets, I use that one. Vintage Photo ink. We are going to be inking this album, so make sure you've got your Nuvo Dauber out and you have your Vintage Photo ink. Pink adhesive. This Tombow adhesive is my favorite. It is one of the best adhesives out there, and I use it about 99% of the time. Second favorite adhesive is the Nuvo. We'll be doing gems with this, and that works really well. Any small pieces we can also glue with our liquid glue. Zig Writer. We're going to be using the star template, so we're going to be doing some, or the circle template, so we're going to be doing some dotting and dashing and tracing, so you want a good zig. Scissors, ruler, just to check your measurements. And then the product that comes in your kit is all right here. I have it open. Make sure you start opening your pieces and inking your embellishments. And to get started, I'm going to set this to the side because we don't need the stickers yet that came in your kit. We're going to be working with the paper. But this is the circle template. Let's go over the last of the things that we need. Circle template is right here. Some things that don't come with your kit. These are the two items that will not come with your kit, and that's going to be the matting paper, and then it's going to be the mango gems that we're going to be using from Buttons Galore, these little crystals that I happen to really enjoy. You need about 8 to 10 sheets of white paper, and honestly, the book is not very thick, so there is room to add page protectors, more pictures, more stuff. I left it kind of a little bit thinner so that you guys could add more pictures in certain spots. Because one of the nice things about the book when we go through, it has like Tomorrowland, it has the places that are in Disney, and I tried to put them in order as to how you would walk through the park. So that is it, ladies. So the only extra purchases that we need are the gems and then the white paper. So I'm going to set those all aside, and we're going to get started by opening up our book and taking out all the pages because I need the yellow ones. The yellow pages are going to be part of our cutting instructions. So the rest of this we're going to set aside along with the album. And then we're going to start with these pieces that we're going to be cutting with. And let's go ahead and start with some of the simpler things, and that's going to be our plaid paper is going to be our first cut. So that's this one here. Make sure you have your trimmer out. That was something that I didn't just talk about a second ago, but I have it out. I have a brand new blade in it, so you make sure you have that also. With all of these papers, we're going to cut off the skews and we're not going to be using it. So we can take care of that right away. When you're using your trimmer, I like to take it to the line. Don't take it over it, take it right to it. Don't cover it up. And then cut that off. When you do that, your cutting is very consistent. So we're going to cut this 6 inches. We're not using the back side, so we don't have to worry about it being directional. So 6 by 8 is going to be our first cut with the plaid. And then we need that 4 by 6. And then this one, I like to check to make sure it's 6 inches. And this looks like it's pretty spot on. Yeah, it is. And then we need a 2.5 by 6. And a 3 by 6. And then we're going to do a 1/2 by 6. Anytime I do small measurements, this is what I use to do my measuring, that side, just easier. And there we go. This right here is going to be scrap, but like I said, there's lots of room to add more to it, so hang on to this. All right, now we're going to get out our tag paper, which is this one here. The tags are super cute. They do a really nice job of embellishing this. And this design is actually mine. These are Doodlebug embellishments, and I fell in love with them when they came in. It's a really sweet little take on Disney. It doesn't look like everything else. So I really wanted to use it. Let's go ahead and cut off our skew. And then we're going to cut this bottom row off. And we're just doing it by eyeball. It's one of the reasons why I like this trimmer, is because I can see exactly where it's going to cut. And it's very precise. And we're going to keep these together. So we're going to cut it in half right here. And then we need those together. That's going to go sliding right into a pocket. So we can set those aside. We're going to cut our second row off. And then I want these 3 connected together. And I'm going to take and I'm going to cut these apart, singular, for the rest of them. And then we're going to cut the edges off to use the tags. All right, now with these right here, we're actually going to cut this little edging off too, because we're going to be using them and kind of sticking them in the pockets and thing in the books. So I want to cut those off. So grab out your scissors and just do a straight cut across. The back sides of these tags are all a little bit simpler, and it's kind of cute if you want to do a little bit of journaling, or you could add pictures to them. Oh, let's try that again. There we go. All right, last one. I don't use every single one of these, but we're going to get them ready just because it's easier for us to cut them all apart. All right, let's get rid of that. And now we're going to take our black stripe paper and we're gonna cut some strips. Now these are gonna be 1/2-inch strips. We're gonna do one of them is gonna be a 1/2-inch strip, and then another 1/2-inch strip. So it's 2 of them, and then 3/4. And then this is gonna be scrap for right now, so you can set that into the scrap pile, and we're gonna keep these 3 pieces. All right, so let's grab our next sheet of paper, which is going to be these cute little journal tag that they do. The goofy stripe is on one side, and we're gonna cut these all apart. So let's get rid of that skew. And we're just gonna cut these apart like the tags, and we're not gonna measure. These are so cute. Look at that, my favorite moments. All right, those are all cut apart, and we can set that in a pile. Keeping all my piles right here. And then I have a different pile for my scrap. Then we have our film strips, which I think is super cute. So let's cut the skew. And then these we're just gonna cut apart and use as embellishments, but I want this white off. So I'm gonna take it right to the black and get rid of all the white stripe in between so that we just have the film strips. And that'll become like a fun little decorative, you know, way to do some of the pages in there. Almost done. I need to clean off this has got a lot of adhesive and stuff on it, and it's not very slick. My paper's not sliding. So if I get it some elbow grease and a little undo, it'll be like brand new again. Lovely. All right, that is all of our film strip pieces. And now what you should have left is your half sheets and then your yellow pages from your book. So for your half sheets, let's go ahead and start with those pieces right here. There should be 3. And the castle one, we're going to cut to a 6x8. So this is already 6 inches. So we're gonna take it to the 8. And then this should be a 4x6 that we're going to use. Just gonna confirm. Oh, needs a little sliver cut off. So that's done. The top star paper is gonna be a 6x8. And then this piece I don't believe we used, so put it in the scrap. And then the heart, a 6x8. And then these are gonna be 2 3x4. So let's confirm that they're 4 inches high. That's perfect. Okay, now we have our yellow pieces. We're going to turn all of these into fun little pockets that we're going to do. So we have 4 pieces. They all are going to get cut the same way. So we're going to take and we're going to measure 4 1/4 over. And then we're going to measure this. This right here now is 2 1/2. Okay, so we know that's 2 1/2. And we're going to cut a 4 1/4 out of it. And then this should be a 2 by 4. And we're going to do that to all of these pieces. So our diagonal stripe is going to be a 4 1/4. And then this is 2 1/2, then 4 1/4 again, and then 4. Four 1/4, whole side at the 4 1/4. Four 1/4 again, and then 4. Four 1/4. Four 1/4. And then 4. All right, that is it, guys. That's it for our cutting besides the photo mats. You want to get those ready too. So let's just talk about, I've got mine out and I've got them ready, and I've actually got them inked too. I'm gonna have to go through and ink this paper. But that's what you're gonna do now too, is ink these piles of paper, okay? And then you're gonna cut your photo mats. So you always start with your biggest ones. I left a lot of big pictures inside of the album because I know Disney has that new photo thing where you can buy the 5x7s or 8x10s. And we take a lot of pictures, and having a big full photo has a lot of impact, okay? So with these, if you decide you need smaller photos instead of doing the big ones, what you'll do is you'll just do 2 4x6s in its place. All right, so you'll have twice as many photos that you can put in there if you change these to 4x6s. But I love the idea of big photos. So with that, you're going to cut, if you keep it exactly like mine, you are going to cut 8 8x6s. That's what that is. You're going to cut 23 4x6s. And then you're going to cut 18 3x4s, and that should be all the pictures that you need for our assembly. There's plenty of places to put more photos. There's plenty of room to add more pictures, but that's what we're going to start with for the basis of the book. Okay, so I want you guys to get your mats cut and then ink them and ink this pile of paper. And while you're at it, you might as well ink your embellishment sets too, which are these. So the embellishment sets need to be inked because I inked everything. And then we could go through and ink our cover of our album, okay? And then the paper pages that are inside. Of course, not the plastic ones. So let's get all of that done, and then we should have all the inking aside and we won't have to worry about it. So I'm going to sign out for now, guys, and I'm going to get all of that inking done, and I will be back with you shortly as soon as I have it ready. All right, ladies, we are ready to buckle down, get ready, strap in, because we are going to start assembling this Disney album. I have a feeling that it's going to be probably one of the easiest ones that you've ever done. When I'm doing my own albums, the design of them, I like simplicity and repetition, so we'll be doing a lot of that with this book. And it's one of the cutest ones I think I've seen to date. The Disney stuff from Doodlebug, the papers and the embellishments are theirs. We're using the book from Simple Stories. And because it's my design, it's not going to have any written instructions. And I know we like to go through and put all our pieces in envelopes and then pull them out one page at a time, but that's not going to be possible just because there is not any written instructions. So we're just going to make sure you have your papers laid out and they're in piles and it's very neat, okay? So you should have all of your inking done. All of your papers should be inked, all of your embellishments should be inked, all your mats should be cut for the basic design that we're going to do right now. So let's open up that album. And one of the things I didn't do was actually ink this. I said everything should be inked and I forgot to do the album. So let's take care of that together right now because I'm sure a few of you guys forgot too. And it's pretty quick. So you should ink those corners. You should open it up and ink the inside of the chipboard. Let's do the back. Okay, Ollie's up here with me today. Okay, so that's it for this. Let's open it up. Now, when I use these albums, I give them a nice bend, just so that it lays flat. This is pretty stiff when you receive them. And you should have out your 6x8 piece of red heart paper. You should have out your 1x6 strip of black and white stripe, and then one 4x6 photo. That's all we're going to be putting on until we get to the embellishments. So let's get out our adhesive. Now for this type of thing, I do like to use the rolls of the duct tape that I call it because it's super, super sticky. And I'm just going to cut it because it's back a little bit. There we go. Super, super sticky. This is an interactive album that everything is going to be handled and touched, and it's not 100% page protector covered. So when I do that, I like to use a very, very strong adhesive and get it as close to the edge as absolutely possible. And I thought I had out my Teflon scissors. I really prefer, and I do have them. Let me pull them out. There we go. Teflon scissors for this are so much better. Teflon scissors the adhesive doesn't stick to them. So it just cuts better and everything else. So we're going to go edge to edge. And then we'll do a great big X in the center. With these type of albums, it's super important that you really are heavy-handed with your adhesive so that they last and it doesn't start to fall apart. And this adhesive, I've opened these. I've got 2 of them that I'm using. I opened those and I'm probably like, I don't know, book number 6, maybe number 5. I think this will be book 6, and I mean, look at that roll. It doesn't even look like I dented it, to be honest. So it's a good deal, goes a long way, and really, really strong adhesive. I like to use my scissors to try to peel up that edge, because with the nails, it's really hard to get that to happen. So we're just going to put it right next to the yellow fabric and centered from edge to edge, best you can. And then from there, smooth it out. And then we're going to go probably right above, so we have these rows of hearts. So we're going to leave 4 rows of hearts, and then we're going to put our black and white stripe. And with that, I'm just going to use my pink adhesive, We'll go right on that 4th row. There we go, perfect. Now I'm going to do the photo on the back here, which is going to be flat. And I will just use my pink adhesive. And this is Snowbound. So the color that I'm using is Snowbound. I don't know if I said that in the beginning, but anybody that knows anything about my videos, I always, or you know, about the scrapbook tree, Snowbound is my favorite white color. So with this one, we're going to do it pretty centered and from the top and bottom also. So just center it up the best you can on the back of that album. And that's it for this. We're going to set it aside, and then we're going to start on our first page, which is going to be a little pocket. Now that's going to have, let's look at all of our pieces that we need. So we're going to need 2 3x4 photos. Mats. We're going to need 2 3x4 cards. This was that striped paper. And then we're going to need the diagonal stripe yellow paper, and then the 2 1/4 by, what size was this? 2 1/2. So this is the 2 1/2 by 4 1/4. And we're going to create a little pocket. Look how fun that creates with a pattern when you change the diagonal stripe. I really love how that looks. And that's exactly what we're going to do, is kind of make a center pocket. Hang it a little bit lower towards this hole, just so that you can have room to stick some things in there. And I'm going to use the small adhesive, and I'm going to put it on the 3 sides, bottom, left, and right. And you could see, like, I just flipped over this paper. It doesn't matter which way it is, it always comes out with the same like chevron pattern that it's doing, okay? So nothing to worry about. So left. Make sure you're using a smaller strip of adhesive because this isn't a big pocket. There's not a lot of room. If you use that thicker roll that I was using earlier on that red heart paper, it will just, you know, not give you much of a pocket to put things in. And we're gonna really glue very well, press that down. A lot of times I'll burnish it by pressing it with the bottom of my Nuvo so that it's really stuck. Come on now. Sometimes I really struggle picking those up. There we go. So lower to the bottom. I think I'm gonna bump you guys in here just a little bit. There we go. And it's gonna be from edge to edge, because that's how we cut it. And that's how you'll know it's straight. Perfect. Press that really hard. I always like to open up the pockets, just so I give it a little bit of room. There we go. And then these little guys should be inked, and they are going to have a photo on the back. I'm a little over right here. I'm just gonna put a little bit of ink on it and not worry. There we go. So then these are gonna be stuck in the pocket. You can put a photo out, or you can put both tags out. You can journal on these. You can put another picture. It's cute, gives us a nice little introduction to our Disney album. So this is page 1. We're gonna flip that over, and on the back, we're gonna do our travel checklist. So this is the travel checklist that we're gonna put on this one. And we're gonna pop dot this. So it's pretty big. So I'm gonna grab out my roll of the foam pop dots. Okay, let's get a nice little X down the center. Good. Take off the other side so that you're exposing the sticky. Oh, everything is sticking to me. Now, I always look at my other side before I start gluing stuff down to make sure I didn't flip it upside down or things like that, so we're good. And then I'm just gonna center this. Well, actually, I'm gonna center it top to bottom, but I'm gonna go heavy on this left side. I'm gonna leave like a little 1/4 of an inch, just like that. And that is our travel checklist. Now with this little guy, you could leave it just plain. We're gonna put some embellishments on it afterwards, and I think it will be fun. You know, a nice year in here, maybe who you went with would be cute. So page 1 is done for the moment until we do our embellishments. So go ahead and set that aside. And then page 2, we're gonna pull out our plastic page protector that has the 2 3x4s and the 4x6. We're gonna pull out the tag, and that's gonna go here. And then we're going to put a photo and a photo. Super simple. So let's lock those in. So for anybody that's new, just to confirm, our photo size mats, these two are 3x4. And when we do our photo, it's gonna be a 1/4 inch smaller on both, it's gonna be a 1/4 inch smaller height and width to give us a perfect 1/8 of an inch mat all the way around. So if your photo mat is 3x4, this picture will actually be 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. All right, so then we're gonna turn that over. And I'm gonna grab out my next set, which is going to be a 4x6 photo here, the hearts, and then another 3x4 photo mat. So we can just slide this in. We can slide this one until we're ready to embellish. And then we can put in the picture mat. And we're gonna set that aside. We're gonna be using one of our dot graph papers here. And so this has the tiny dots on it, and we're gonna put the picture heavy on the left-hand side, right about like that. I am gonna pop dot this one though. All right, let's go ahead. That's plenty of pop dots. Take off the other side. And then just like I showed you earlier, we're gonna go really close to the bottom, about a 1/4 of an inch here, and then really close to the edge. And that is perfect. Let's go ahead and flip that over. And On this one right here, we're gonna have only embellishments. So we're going to leave it alone and set it up in our pile of done. Now, one of the things I said earlier that I did was I did a lot of 6x8 photos. So, you know, you print an 8x10, you trim it down, and then you put it right in here for a big impact. So anytime we're using the 6x8s, which we're gonna do right now for this page, we're just gonna put 2 pieces of 6x8 photo mat paper in there, the white snowbound, and that's it. These are going to be done. Set that aside. All right, so we're gonna pull out our chipboard piece that has the tab at the bottom. We're gonna pull out the 6x8 piece of the castle that we cut and 1 4x6 photo. So let's start by getting the adhesive on this one. I'm gonna use my roll. I haven't been to Disney since I was 9, and making this album, I told my husband I really want to go back. His parents are in Florida, so it's easy for us to go, and no excuse not to. So I think we have to go back to Florida this December because my niece is going to get married, and we're going to do family photos in a little celebration in Florida. So that will be fun. And I'm pretty sure this time, we spent a week last December in Florida, and this time I'm gonna make him take me to a couple of the theme parks. I've wanted to go to Animal Kingdom for a long time. It just looks so cool. And when we were in Florida in 2007, my kids didn't want to go. I couldn't believe it. We did so much stuff at Universal that that's all they wanted to do is Universal. I mean, we did other theme parks too, like Aquatica. That is a super cool park. And oh, I can't think of the one where we did the dolphins and the dolphins and the snorkeling. That was fun. And I've always wanted to see Disney decorated for Halloween. I think it would be so pretty, but I wouldn't mind seeing it for Christmas too. Okay, pull your chipboard back. Anytime we do gluing on the chipboard, we're gonna do even sides and stay away from the holes. So it's about 1/8 of an inch on the 3 edges, just like that, and then press it down really hard. This photo mat, we're gonna pretty much center on here, and it is going to get pop dotted. I think I'm gonna use my little ones this time. I don't know why, I think the rolls are faster, but I like to use these little pop dots too. And that's plenty for this type of thing. Perfect. Center it and then press it down. And let's turn that over. This little backside is going to have one of the film strip pieces. It's going to have your plaid piece that is 6 inches by 2.5. And then it's gonna have the 3/4 by 6 inches. And for doing this one, we're gonna put the little stripe piece down, and then we're gonna put the little plaid piece, and we're gonna use these also as part of what we're doing for embellishing. So I'm gonna use my pink adhesive here since it's a smaller piece. And I'm still getting right to the edge. Oh, need a new, and I've got plenty of them ready. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this one on, and I'm being careful to, you know, make sure I have enough space since I have that one pop dotted. It's all over the place. So we're gonna go about 1 inch up, and about 1/8 of an inch from the edge here. All right, let's put the stripe piece on. Lovely. And then for this, I want to make sure I cut that off. So I'm going to grab my trimmer real quick. All straight cuts I do with my trimmer. So let's pull the trimmer up, and I'm going to cut off this end just like this. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to cut off that end. There we go. So it has full film strips on both sides. I'm going to ink them. And then I want to cut it so that it's 4 and 4, so right in the center. And that is going to be covered up by an embellishment, so I'm just going to use my scissors here, flip them around like this, or I could even do it like that if I wanted to. If you want to see more of the stars, that kind of thing, I would just have to straighten it up, but I am good with this. And it's going to be like a little bit of like that, and then the embellishments will cover up right here. So we're going to glue these together, and since I like this, how that looks, I'm just going to put a little adhesive and be able to hold it kind of together. There we go. These are going to be flat. And make sure you're not off the edge. We're going to go right there. And then we'll put our embellishments on there when we get to that part. Okay, set that one aside. And now we're going to grab out the page protector that has the 2 4x6s. And this one is going to be extremely simple because I use lots of photos in these spots. So we're going to take 2 4x6 photos and we're going to drop them in the bottom. And we're going to take 2 4x6 photo mats again, and we're going to drop them in the top. That's our hardest page we're going to do all day. And that's it. Set it aside. Let's grab a pocket now. We're going to create a pocket with our large yellow stripe. So the pieces that I have out are the 2 tags. I say XOXO. This is magical. And then I want to have a photo in here. So I have 2 3x4s. And then I also have our little other stripe that's 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. Now, one of the things I don't have out and I see that I need is a 1/4 inch hole punch. So I'm going to grab that real quick, and I want you guys to get yours. Sorry, I didn't have that in the original instructions, but get out your 1/4 inch hole punch and get that ready. So we're going to glue this one right to the bottom, and we're going to use our really, really strong adhesive to do that. So let's turn it over. Use the thinner roll since it's a small pocket. Do the left, right, and bottom. All right, let's go ahead and take those off. I know, this album is so darn cute. Not only do I want to go to Disney, but I'd love... No, Ori. Sorry, guys. I have a cat that just hopped up here. You get out of here, buddy. Nobody wants to see you. We're busy. Oop, oop. Okay. Put that on. Press. And then go ahead and give it some room. Open up that pocket a little bit. There we go. And here, I want to glue these back to back, okay? So we're gonna drop our picture in right there, and then we're gonna drop in the 2 tags. And oh, before we do that, I'm so sorry. Let's punch a hole. We'll never get that back in a book. So turn it over. Open up your other end so that you can see where the hole is. Get it lined up and then punch it all the way through. Now we can put it in there. And don't forget, at the back of these tags, you could put smaller photos if you wanted to, or you could journal on. There is leftover embellishments you could use. Now let's flip this over. And on the back side, we're going to use things to see, and we're going to pop dot this. So I'm going to grab out my rolls. I've got all these rolls of foam open. Okay. Okay, now again, always check to make sure your things have not flipped over. And we're gonna hang it heavy on this left-hand side here and have the top and the bottom pretty even. And there we go. Good deal. Set that one up there, out of the way. And we're gonna grab out our 6x8 plastic pocket page, 2 6x8 pictures, put them back to back, and then slide it right in. Easy peasy. And set that one aside. We have our ledger paper that we're going to use now. And we're going to pull out that ledger paper and we're going to glue one of our photo mats really close to this ledger piece side right here, right like that. But we're going to pop dot it. You know, I do these videos at night, so everybody should be sleeping. And I know you guys can probably hear all the doors creaking. So guess what? They're not sleeping. My son James is actually up. He is taking over my laser, and he is burning all of our chipboard now. So all the May chipboard that you guys get, James would have done, which is great because the laser, I love what it does, but I had given myself a whole nother job. I don't want the job I have, let alone another one. So he's been learning that the last week. And I think he's more efficient and effective than I am. Okay, this one is toast. Because I'm always trying to do 100 things at once. pop dots all on there. Pretty centered top to bottom. We're probably going to go up 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. So right about there. Press that down and go ahead and turn it over until we get to the embellishments. And this side we're going to leave plain. It's all going to be embellishments. One of the things about this Doodlebug stuff is so cute and simple that I didn't want to go too crazy with, you know, too much stuff on it. So we have we have our 2 3x4s and our 4x6 sheet. We're going to drop in a 4x6 here. We're going to use our little cute popcorn and put that in the left-hand side. And then we're going to put our 3x4 photo mat on the right-hand side. And we're going to turn it over. And on the back side, we're going to pull out our little Dumbo carousel ride, a 4x6 photo, and a 3x4. And here is a picture that we're going to use. Yeah, I would just love to see this with photos because I mean, this album, when it's done, it's so darn cute. And then a nice picture down below, a 4x6, and that's it. I would love to see them come up with a second addition to this line that is with like Epcot, Animal Kingdom, where they design embellishments for that instead of just the Disney World. Is it Disney World or Disneyland? I get that always messed up. Okay, so here we're going to do our 6x8 plaid paper, a 4x6 photo, and then the chipboard with the little tab in the center. So this is going to go on here, and then this is going to go centered here, okay? Let's get that. I'm going to use my pink adhesive. I'm feeling... Well, this adhesive is just as good as long as you get real close to the edge. That's what's important. And the chipboard is thick and gives it some protection. So let's put that on. Press, press, press. Pop dot this photo. Center it. And flip it over. We're going to do a fun little thing with our film strips here where they're crisscrossed just like this. So we're not going to cut anything. We're just going to put it off the edge a little bit here, and then we'll let it hang off the edge on the bottom. So let's start with the first one. And I want you to save all your scrap of this film strip paper. So we're just going to go just like that. And then we're going to put adhesive on the other one. Make sure you have it low enough so that this is glued at the bottom. And we're going to crisscross it. Make sure at the top that you can trim this off, just like that. Flip it over, and let's get rid of all this excess that's hanging off. And I don't believe we need these 2 little pieces, but I would save them just in case. We don't want to take a chance of not having something. Oops, sorry, knocked the camera. All right, so that is it for this one. Besides, we need to clean this up a little and ink these edges. There we go. Put that in your done pile, guys. Another one bites the dust. And you are like halfway through this album already. Halfway through the album. It hasn't even been an hour. All right, so we have our 4x6 piece, which is the tags. I love this place. What a small world. 4x6 photo at the bottom. And then this is a pretty easy one. We're going to flip it over and we're going to put a 4x6 photo at the top. And we're going to put a 4x6 photo in the bottom. So 2 of them back to back there. And that's it. Set that aside. We have our large yellow polka dots that we're going to create a middle pocket with. That's going to go just like here. And then we have 2 tags. One is the love, one is the say cheese. And we have 2 3x4 photos that we're going to glue back to back. So let's start with that. Okay, and then let's get our really good adhesive out and do the bottom left and right of this pocket. I have quite a few people I know that are going to Disney this year because it's the 50th anniversary. That's pretty cool. All right, let's press that on. Oh my God, I have no idea if you guys can hear that, but my kid is down there vacuuming up all the scraps from the laser. If you can, I'm super sorry. It's never a dull moment at this house, let me tell you. The only thing we're missing right now is Bax barking at someone and a cat jumping on my table and knocking everything over. And then everything would be as it always is at the Neal house. So you're going right above that circle right there. Once you've got it on, give it a nice press and then open up the pocket. You can slide in that 4x6 photo and then your cute little tags that are part of this. Okay? And we're going to turn it over. And we're going to do one of those long journaling pieces again. And this one says favorite things. And we definitely will be pop dotting this. So it's a trend. Every time I did a pocket, I put one of these long pieces, these journal cards, on the back side, pop dotted. I love repetition in these types of albums. I think it makes it easier to kind of look at. That's weird. It's got like a little defect in that spot. So let's get rid of this. Whoa. Oh, come on, Teflon scissors. You're not doing your job. There we go. And I'm just going to throw a little pop dot in that center right there. All right, check. to make, oh, I just dropped everything out. Pocket side up, turn it over. I want to do it this way for me. Give yourself a 1/4 inch, or 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch actually. Top, left, top, bottom, and the left. All right, let's slide these back in since I knocked them out. Perfect. And then we've got that little guy right there. All done. Now we have another 6x8 page protector. And we have 2 6x8 photo mats that we're going to put back to back. And we're going to slide those in and set it aside. I'm going to pull out our ledger paper, or journaling paper is what this one's called. We're going to pop dot this picture. And this one's going to hang heavy to the left. This is a 6x8 photo, or 6x8, I'm sorry. It's a 4x6 photo mat. There we go. And it's going to hang heavy on the left. It's kind of centered here. And pretty darn heavy there. Oh, that's crooked. Let's try that again. There we go. Make sure I cover that up. There. Okay. Once you've got that on, flip it over. And this is going to have all embellishments, so we can set that aside. We're going to pull out a plastic page protector that has 4x6 photos. And this side, we're going to double up the front and backs. So 2 4x6 photo mats in the bottom, 2 4x6 photo mats in the top. And voila, all done until you get some really cute Disney photos in there. We have our last piece of chipboard that we're going to pull out with our star paper. And we're going to put the chipboard on here. I'm going to grab my pink adhesive for this one. No messing around. I don't want it to ever come off. Doing about 1/8 of an inch. Top and bottom, and then this right hand side there. Press that on really good. We're going to put a pop dotted photo that's going to be centered here. All right, so find the center and then glue it down. Perfect. Flip that over. And this one has another fun little film strip thing that we're going to do. We're going to do the 2 bottom ones first. So we're going to crisscross just right off the page a little bit. And then this one on top, and then we'll do another one there. So let's start at the bottom. I'm using my pink adhesive for this. All right, make sure you're off the edge so you can trim it. There we go. Press that down really good, okay? And then I'm going to do this one. going just about like that. So again, get that adhesive on there. And it's going up at an angle. Press. Oh, I'm knocking things all over. Okay, let's trim these edges off. Great. Then we're going to take one of these pieces that we still have and we're going to put it on here just like that. And then an embellishment is going to cover this up right there. So I'm going to take this one. It doesn't matter which one you use. Just grab a piece and put adhesive on the rest of it because you're going to be using pretty much the whole thing. You're going right above the hole and make sure it's off the page. Don't cover the hole though. There we go. Press that down and we're going to trim off the excess. Now I'm going to ink these where I trimmed. Perfect. And waiting for embellishments. We have our page protector that has the 3x4s and a 4x6. And we're going to drop the 4x6 in the bottom. A photo, a 3x4 on the right. And then our hearts on the left, our 3x4 piece. And that's going to be this. We're going to turn that over. And I have now the little food thing here. And then I'm going to drop in 2 photos. Now, you do have some extra tags. So, you know, depending on when you went to Disney, there's pieces in there that you can actually use that have the COVID part. But, you know, COVID is over now for Disney. So if you have some extras of these, if you want to cover this up with a different one. So we're going to drop this in the bottom. And we're going to put the 2 photo mats in the tops. Yeah, I didn't really use any of the COVID embellishments that are part of this just because I didn't want people to think they had to use it while they went to Disney during COVID. That's all they could do with this book. But it is an option. All right, and that's going to be good. We'll set it aside. And we're going to build our small polka dotted pocket. So the small polka dotted pocket, you also need the Best Day Ever and Enjoy the Ride. We're going to make 2 sets of photos here. These are 3x4s, so let's glue those together back to back. All right, let's set those aside. Got my extra little piece of film strip I can set to the side. This is going to be a bottom pocket. So let's grab out our really thin adhesive and do the bottom left and right. Press this down real good and pull off that extra side. There's James coming up from running the laser. How's it going, son?
I just did hunting and all the bucks fell out.
No way, really?
Yep, just one word. So I got them in a little package. Ladies can distribute it.
Okay. I'm going to have to teach you how to fix that yourself, man. All right, so this is a bottom pocket. So we're going to do this all the way to the bottom. press this really hard and then open it up. And we have to punch that hole. So grab your hole punch again. Okay, line it up, punch it with your hole punch. And then set that aside. We've got the photos that are gonna go in here. Easy peasy. And then the cute little tags that they made. Ooh, oh, oh, there we go, good deal. That darn adhesive. Okay, turn it over and guess what's gonna be on this side? One of those long journaling things. And it's gonna be my favorite moments. And it's gonna be pop dotted. What do you want now, son?
I really hate to ask right now, but
Yeah?
did anyone do anything with a loaf of bread?
Oh, Lord. Did he get a loaf of bread?
Maybe.
Well, ladies, Bax might have just ate a loaf of bread.
His dad bought one of those nice French breads.
Oh!
And it was, I put it where you put your fruit and stuff, and I don't see it right now because I was planning on having a couple pieces. I don't see it in the bread drawer. I don't know if someone put it away.
Do we see wrappers somewhere?
I don't see a wrapper either.
Yeah, I don't know, son. But knowing Bax, he ate it. Bax is so naughty. He's such a foodie. Okay, good. See, we blame everything on Bax.
No, the wrapper.
Oh, you found the wrapper. Ah, so he did eat it. Oh, boy. Well, his tummy's going to be hurting, that's for sure.
I see him laying by the door.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness.
You'll give him a good belly rub.
You're going to have to take him out. Bax loves French bread. All right, pull off those sides, guys, and get ready to put this one on. Make sure your pocket is the right way. I always check this because there's nothing worse than gluing something upside down. And then you're gonna leave that about 1/8 of an inch. Ooh, come on now, don't stick on me yet. Top to bottom, left to... My goodness, what's going on here? Let's try this for the last time. There. Press it down. Oh my gosh, I swear. Between the dog and the cat. All right, so we have our tickets, our photos, and then our cute little my favorite moments. We can set that aside. And our last page protector is going to be a 6x8. And you know what's gonna happen. 2 6x8s. Slide it in and call it done like dinner. Boom, boom, boom. Now we have our very last page of the album, which is pretty spectacular. This is rolling through super fast. And on this, we're gonna pop dot this photo and we're gonna hang it heavy to the left-hand side. So center top to bottom, but then put it pretty heavy over to the left. And that's good. And on the back side, this is going to be all embellished. So believe it or not, guys, that is it. that is all of the paper for the front and back cover. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup and then, or I'm sorry, not for the front and back cover. I was thinking about doing those, but I'm going to clean up my space. That is all the pages that go inside the book and all the paper that we need to do for that. And then we're going to come back and we're going to start the front cover, the back cover, and then embellish all of the pages inside. All right, ladies, let's start our back cover and our front cover. I have the back cover out because that's what I'm going to do first. So we're going to need out our plaid piece of paper that is, I just put my ruler away, cleaning up. So this piece of paper we cut earlier, and it is 3 inches by 6. It's going to go towards the top. And then we have a 4 by 6 of the castle, which is going to go in the middle. And then a black and white stripe, and then another little plaid piece. These are both 1/2 inch by 6, okay? So we're gonna layer it like that, and you've got like a 3/8 of an inch top and bottom. So I'm gonna start at the top with my plaid piece. Now, lots of adhesive on this. And then press that really hard. Oops, not over top of the other paper. And we're going to do the same thing to the other 4 pieces. Need a new one. Make sure your castles are the right way. Oh, Lord, what am I doing to myself? There we go. Press that on. Our stripe piece goes next. And then another plaid. So we're starting with the embellishments too. So get those out. Make sure they're ready to go, kind of, you know, in piles of somehow, like, you know, I put all my food together. I put all the rides together. That's kind of how I sorted mine. Now, you should also have out your sticker sheet because we're going to be using that. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put down our phone and the glasses. So the phone's going to go on here, and the glasses, I mean, I love that Disney has its own app now, and you can get it right on your phone. That's pretty cool. I did not know that at all until I started making this album and doing a little bit of research. Okay, so lots of pop dots on this one. Phone is going to be flat. So our little iPhone there. And then the cute sunglasses will overlap right here. And then Feel the Magic is going to go above that. We're going to pull out the sticker that's in the bottom left corner of Donald, Goofy, and Mickey. And then that's going to go right on here. Make sure you press that on pretty good. And now we're going to grab our template and our zig writer. So make sure you have out a very good zig writer. I'm going to test mine because I want to make sure I didn't put away my good one. And it looks like that's perfect. I'm going to grab out my circle template, and we are going to use circle number 7 first. And we're going to go center. So this is the beginning of us starting these circles inside the album and outside, making the shape of Mickey. So you start with your very first circle, number 7, and then you're going to offset it a little bit 3 times. And a little bit is what it means, a little bit. You don't go a 1/4 inch offset. It's very slight, 16 1/8 of an inch off, and that's it. And then we're gonna take template number, or circle number 4, and we're gonna draw our Disney ears. Now with the Disney ears, we don't want to go here. We're gonna stop at these lines. So put the circle where you think an ear should be, and then offset it 3 times, and don't overlap into his head. Doot, doot. See, like that. All right, and now I'm gonna do the other side. Perfect. All right, so that's how we're gonna do our Disney's ears each time, our Mickey ears. And then I wanna do a little bit of dotting and dashing. Remember the rules here with the dotting and the dashing. Hop around. Do not start in one spot and go all the way around, because that's exactly what it'll look like you did. You'll have way too many dots, and it will not look random. So make sure you hop, hop, hop. And that's good. Let's get that fat side out and do exactly the same thing. All done. Now from here, this back cover is finished. Besides, I'm going to use glitter glue and some crystals later that I showed you earlier, which ones I wanted for this book. So now I'm going to turn it over now that I finished the front cover, or the back cover, and I'm going to do the front. So on the front cover, here are the pieces that you're going to need. So we should have, yeah, there we go. We should have, I'm going to turn my book around. We should have the 4x6 plaid piece. That's going to go on here. And then we're going to use those leftover pieces from the little pockets that we made. And those are going to go on. And then we're going to have some of the striped paper. Now, these are things that I didn't have you cut earlier, and we're going to do some trimming of them now, because I wasn't done with that. So pull out your trimmer, and I want you to cut what do I want you to cut? I want you to cut a 1/2 inch strip out of the black and white, okay? And then I want you to cut these to 2 inches. And I did ink all of that, so I'm gonna have to re-ink the one edge that I cut, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay. So let's get this inked. There we go. And now we're going to assemble that front cover. Should be done with your trimmer now. Let's bring that over here. And I'm going to put on the yellow pieces first. And I want to do the diagonal stripe. So let's pull that out and get a lot of adhesive on it. And I went right to the bottom of it, but I left about a 1/16 of an inch on this edge. And we're going to stack the small dot right next to it. And then the large stripe. There we go. We're going to do our black and white stripe now. I'm gonna put that right above the yellows. And I'm gonna, see how I'm off just a smidge right here? That's no big deal. I'm gonna line it up with the other two, but then I'm gonna go over top. Nobody will know, just as long as it's lined up. Now, we're gonna put our plaid piece on. All right, good. And then our film strip is gonna be next. So you've got a full piece of film strip here, and we're going to have, we're gonna wanna trim these off. So I'm gonna trim this one here, and I'm gonna do it with my trimmer because I want it to be straight, even though I could run it off the page, but I'm just gonna trim this real quick with my trimmer so that we have a nice clean edge, a new film strip. And then that's what covers up part of this. So it goes on there like that. And then I'm gonna cut it right here. And that does not have to be straight because it's gonna all be covered. So let's get that on. We're covering up this edge. That's what we're trying to do here, is make that like it was never like this. And you have a slight angle. I might want that over just a little bit. Anytime you pull something up, you should add more adhesive, especially to an album like this. So I pulled it up, I'm adding a little bit of adhesive, and I have to move it over a little because I gotta cover this. There we go. It's got a slight little angle to it. Now I'll press everything down really good. And then you have all these little scrap pieces that we could use because we just want another little, like 2 pieces hanging out over it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop dot this top right here. So grab out the foam pop dots, find the top, and I want you to put like 4 of them. And then this, we're gonna glue down. So you can put adhesive. Oops, pulled one right off of there. Put it at a bit of an angle, and then there we go. Okay, that's good. Now from here, let's get some circles on there before we go all crazy with the embellishments, because it'll be easier. Because this little Mickey head that we're gonna draw, it's not a simple one because it's so small. So we're gonna take number 3, and we're going to, I feel like it's number 3, but that is like, no, it's number 2, I'm sorry. We're gonna take number 2, and we're gonna put it on here and do like we did to the back cover. So 1 circle, 2 circles, 3 circles. Then we're going to do circle number 1, and that's going to be our ears. 1, 2, 3. Let's do the other side. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Dot, dot, dot. Now your stars might be in different places just because the film strips, you know, which one, depending on which one you use, and that is no big deal. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I love it. And there's our little Mickey on our film strip. Now we're going to do a circle over here and then a half. So our circle is going to be number 3. That is right below the black and white stripe. And it only overlaps that polka dot maybe 1/4 inch. So 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to do a circle over here too, and that is circle number 6, and it comes off the page. Great. Okay, guys, there we go. Now let's get the rest of those embellishments on there and finish this front cover because it makes it look so darn cute. So I've got quite a few pieces that we need, so let's just talk about that. We need the 2 palm trees. We need the large map. We're gonna do the camera, our train. The family fun is actually going to be in this right here. So we're going to trim that down and put it inside there. We'll talk about that last. And magical memories. We need these 2 words. And the heart that has the little Mickey pants. So let's do the stuff that's going to be pop dotted first. So our palm trees, we're going to pop dot at the tops. Make sure you cut some pop dots. You know, you really want to get right on those edges and things like that. So don't be afraid to cut the pop dots to the size that fits that. Do 1 down the stem. And then I'm going to adhere the bottom of it. So let's take that off. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm done with these types of projects, I have about 50 million pop dots on the ground. So let's pull our book back, and we're going to have this just like that, where it's kind of tucked underneath and then pop dotted. Now this is a double pop dot, so I'm going to stick 1 more underneath there so that it's at the right height. There we go. Just like that. Now the other one, we're going to do pretty much the same thing, and it's going to be pop dotted just like so. Okay, let's take those off. They're sticking to me like static cling. There we go. And let's pull, we're going to slide that in there and then have that sticking out. The little heart, the Mickey pants, is going to be partially on the film strip and then partially off. So we're going to double pop dot the top of him. Or no, single pop dot. Sorry, but you're only pop dotting the top of him. So let me grab that out and put the pop dots only where the 2 humps of the hearts are. Now we're going to put adhesive at the bottom. Just like so. Okay. Now let's do the map. Our map is going to come in like this, covering up all those edges, and the map is going to be flat, so we can just apply adhesive to the map. Then we have our train, but we're going to wait on that. We're going to do our memories and magical so that we have enough room. We don't put things too low. So the memories that's in that blue color, the tealish color, we're just going to put flat, pretty close to the bottom. And then the magical, we're going to pop dot. So we definitely need to grab more pop dots, I do anyways, and then get them cut so I can fit them to the shape of the letters. There we go. And then when I do that, I can pick up a few at a time, which is really nice. So if there's a big spot, I use a big pop dot. And when there isn't, I use my cut ones. That pop dot, I mangled. All right, I'm gonna cut a few smaller too so I can get in these little spots there. Things like that I like to pick up with my scissors. Now this is going to go right above the memories and right after the I. You can put that down. And then we can do the train, which is pop dotted also. Okay. So this is going to go right here covering up that other spot. And then you don't see that there was, you know, nothing filling it there. So that's perfect. Last piece that's going to go on here until we do glitter glue and the crystals is going to be the camera. So the camera is going to go right here. Now, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that part of that was not shown, but here is your camera and that's where that's going to go. And then I don't like to forget about the little bracket that comes. So we're going to use this little family fun and I'm going to cut it. I'm looking at it right here just to kind of say, okay, how do I have to cut this? It barely, it doesn't fit, it's too tight, but it doesn't need much trimmed off, okay? But we do need to trim off the that circle and things. So grab your trimmer and let's cut it together. All right, so I'm eyeballing it, but the first thing I'm gonna do is cut off that circle. And then I'm gonna cut a little sliver off each side. I mean, just a smidge, less than a 1/16. Now, let's see if that works. So we're gonna, oops. So this is pretty much how I've got mine cut. And then it fits in there perfectly. Now on mine, I actually left a little notch thing too because I think it's cute. So that's it, guys. Just put that right in there. It slides right in. And again, that's about how it's trimmed. I can't give you a measurement. There's just, each one of these things is different. So it's more than a half, but less than 3/4 kind of thing. All right, so that is good. We can set this aside until we are ready to do our glitter glue and our gems, because the inside is done of the book and the front and back cover is done. So let me get rid of some of this stuff and start with the first page to embellish. So here is page, or I'm sorry, I totally lied. The inside is not done. That's what we have to do now. So grab that book back. My goodness. Grab the book and let's get doing it. So here we're going to have the 2 trolleys or the shuttle buses. So parking and shuttle. These little guys are going to go right like this above that stripe. And then we should have our happiness starts here. And then we're going to use one of the Mickey stickers. So let's pop that. Happiness starts here. And these are too big. Gotta cut them in half. I should save this to glue on. I don't have any of my blue pieces anymore because I don't use the silhouette as much this year. All right, nice amount of pop dots. And the shuttle buses are going to be flat. And that's gonna go right here. Let's make sure we're nice and straight. There we go. Shuttle bus number 2, which I overlapped it so that they look like they're connected. Now we're going to grab our Mickey, who looks like he's laying down. And then that little guy is going to go right on top of the little shuttle bus parking. We can push him down. We're going to get some circles drawn on that side. So grab your template. And we're going to do circle number 8. And that is going to be here. Oh, I'm sorry. Circle number 7. Partially on. And then we have circle number 3. That's a little to the left of it. Let's get that big side. All right, that is good. Nice and finished. Let's do this back cover. So the back cover is gonna have, oh, I don't know if I pulled that out. We're gonna see. Yes, I did. So I've got the 2 banners and I have, so we've got a banner, and then the Land of Imagination. So the Land of Imagination we can glue down first, and that's just gonna go right on, no pop dots. right above, centered. Now the banner is going to go across the photo. So everybody knows I hate putting things across the photo until the pictures are on. So make sure you either just kind of tack it down lightly, or you don't put adhesive where you're going to slide it underneath. So there is banner number 1. I'm just wiping away my excess dot adhesive. And then banner number 2. These are all flat, and it's going to go right over the photo. So if you're doing this and you don't have pictures on it, do not put adhesive on these. You can always add that a little bit later. And it goes, that looks really good, but I'm off the page here, so I'm just gonna trim it. And I'm gonna trim this one. Put a little ink and then push it down. We're gonna draw 2 circles. We're gonna draw circle number 5 and circle number 3. Circle number 5 is gonna come on the left-hand side of the photo. Ooh, look at that. That's terrible. All right, well, that is gonna have to be fixed, and I'll show you how I'm gonna do that. It's partly why I like the dotting and the dashing. I said circle number 3, but it's circle number 2. Not sure what I got caught up on there, but. So one of the things that I love about the dotting and the dashing is that when you have that type of mistake, it helps you fix it. So hop around like you were before, but I'm going to do real heavy where that mistake is. And you can already see how it kind of covers it up, but it's the fat dots that really give me coverage. Now you don't know that I really had a big boo-boo there. And you especially won't see it once I get the gems and stuff on. All right. Now we're done with this book. We can set it aside and start on the pages. We're going to grab out our first page, which was that pocket. And that pocket has a little Mickey thing that we're going to draw here. And then it has the little airplane ticket, our shuttle bus, and then what a character. So that's going to go here. And then these 2 cute little things just get slid in there, just as another layer and fun part of this. We're going to pop dot the what a character, but we're going to wait until I get the Mickey head drawn on. So the Mickey head is going to be drawn on with number 4. We're going to go low. And then we're going to do number 2 as his ears. This with the pocket, it has that little ledge. I stop and pick up my pen when I hit it, because that really can make you, you know, go all kitty wampus. There we go. Oh, am I in frame? Yes, I am. I'm sorry, guys. It's getting late and I'm forgetting to look to see if you guys can. I don't want to do all this work and then you guys don't see what I'm doing. What would be the point? Okay. Let's get that what a character pop dotted and put on. This would be a really cute keepsake just for the kids. I mean, I know nobody wants to go through all this work and then give it to a child, but, you know, it's their memories. It's the reason you probably went to Disney or took them there. It'd be nice for them to have it. All right, right to the edge of the pocket. And there we go. That is number 1. I really need to clean my mat because it's getting stuff on my little pockets. All right, so slide that back in there. Turn it over, and then the travel checklist is going to have a sun, a bag, and a blue heart. So we're gonna have the bag on here, the sun right above it, and then a blue heart. So I need to locate that blue heart, and sometimes that is hard to do. I wonder if I have one I have another one in the bag. I'm just gonna grab that. So there's lots of pieces that I didn't use, and hearts and stars and things. So I'm just gonna grab another one. I know it's in my pile of things, but I'm not seeing it right away. We're gonna pop dot our bag. Because I don't like luggage and things. I never understand that. Like, I'm not taking pictures in the airport. The airport is boring and gross, and nobody likes being in the airport. So why would I take pictures of it? And then luggage, like, really? What's so fun about luggage? Why would we take pictures of luggage? I never understand when they have that kind of stuff as embellishments. It just seems silly. So we're going to pop dot the heart. We're going to put that over top of the sun at an angle. And then that is finished. We can set this one aside. We're gonna grab page number 2, and this I didn't do anything to. We're gonna flip it over, pull out that red heart piece, and then put a couple things on that. Now, I really tried to do things in order. So Main Street is going to be, you know, one of the first things that you see. So I did my best of my knowledge anyway of Disney, of what I think, you know, would kind of happen in order for the book. So Main Street's going to go on, and then the little map thing, Next Stop Fun. Okay. That'll go right below. And then we're going to slide that right back into the pocket. And we're going to set it up because it is done. We've got our dot piece, and we're going to do the word Main Street. We're going to do our Fast Pass and our park tickets. Those will go here. I'm going to have to cut them to get them underneath there because that's what needs to happen. I have a yellow star. And then the Main Street trolley is going to go underneath here. So I'm going to back cut the Main Street trolley. I'm going to do that with my trimmer just because it's pretty big. I want to make sure I can read the word Main Street, but cut far enough back so it'll tuck under. Let's make sure that'll work. Yes, perfect. This is going to be flat, so we can go ahead and just put adhesive on that. And tuck it under. Just make sure you have that M and that you can see and you're not over. All right. And then the Fast Park Pass, I'm going to glue these together just like this so I can see them. So just on that one, oh, I just did the wrong side, but that's no big deal. So they need to be kind of like that so that you can see them. This has a little, and then I need to cut back so that they tuck under a little bit. So I'm just going to cut them straight. Yeah, that's perfect. We can make these flat. Main Street is also just glued down, and then our little star is going to be pop dotted. So that's right above the photo. Pop dot your star. And now we're going to use our circles. So this is going to be circle number 5, and it's going to go right above the Main Street. Let me move this a little bit. Circle number 5. Okay, guys, let's look at that real quick, and that's it. We're gonna flip it over. And now we're going to do circle number 8 first, right in the center, pretty much. Right about there. Oh, I just did it again. Oh, man. It's a good thing I'm good at covering things up. Okay. Now the castle is what we're going to pull over now. So the castle is going to go right here. And then we're going to have the word magic underneath. We're going to have where the magic begins right here. And then a really cute red polka dotted heart, okay? So those are the 4 embellishments that you need, so get those ready. And I'm actually going to glue some of this down before I do the dotting and the dashing so that I don't do stuff that I don't need to. So the castle is gonna be pop dotted. All right. Uh-oh. I got a feisty little cat coming up. Ori, you better stay away. They all want to see what I'm doing always. Okay, so let's get that castle down, and we're gonna go a little bit above the circle at the bottom, so partially like that. We're gonna pop dot this red polka dotted heart. Let's get some pop dots on this. And then magic is gonna be flat. A little bit of an angle. Let's glue down magic and where the magic is. Both of those are flat. Ori, no. Leave Grandma alone. All right. You can use the circles to line it up. Look. There we go. Goodbye. Okay. All right, now dotting and dashing. Ooh, oh my goodness, guys, I swear. Well, might have to. All right, I think I got you. Sorry about that. Let's get that fat end out. Get myself fixed a little. Oh my God, I love this page. All right. So until I get my glitter glue and my gems, I'll fix that all up. So page, both sides done. Perfect. Set that in there aside. Now with these 8x10 ones, I didn't do anything. So you can just set that aside. And then we're going to grab out our chipboard piece. And this has the castle on it. And I should have the rides, funds, games this way. All that is going to go here. And there's a lot of food that happens at Disney now. Like the food is like a thing of its own, for goodness sakes. Feel the happiness. We've got an ice cream. We have cotton candy, a pretzel, and the whole Mickey ice cream thing, caramel apple, and a snow cone. So those are all the pieces that we're going to start with. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this down. I did pop dot this. So don't put any adhesive or pop dots on this side that you can slide a picture in. Put it all on the right side when you flip it over. I don't think the top of it is on at all, so we're gonna put that there. Great. Feel the happiness is gonna be flat. It would have been fun if it said taste the happiness with all this food going on. So this one we're going to pop dot the lower section and leave this because it's overlapping the photo. And the cotton candy is too. So let's get the cotton candy ready. We're going to put a little pop dot on the back right side. And I need to grab more pop dots out. Let's pull those off. Get the cotton candy down first because it's underneath my ice cream. Just like that. And then we can tuck our photo right in there. Our pretzel gets tucked in and he's flat. Our pink ice cream is flat. So is our caramel apple. And then we pop dot the snow cone. So you can just do the top of it since it's tucked under. Oop. There we go. Just like that. Turn it over. And we're going to draw a Mickey head on this one before we get too much other stuff done. So we're going to do number 5. And we're about 1/4 inch on the top of the chipboard there. And just slow down. I got to slow myself down with these circles so I don't keep making mistakes. And you might have to too. Then we're going to do number 2. I love how a template and a marker can make such a big difference. Fat side. Okay. Let me get my ends on my markers. And then we can go to town embellishing on this one. So we're gonna find the backpack, and that's gonna be on here. We're gonna find the camera. Like, I don't even know what kind of camera that is. We're gonna find the irresistible, what a small world, and a red star. So let's start with that red star. Let's get a pop dot on it. And we're going to put that right here. And then we're going to glue down the backpack flat. Pop dot the camera. We're going to glue down the irresistible. Tuck that under, so I'm going to cut that hole. I hate tags with holes. There we go. And then we have What a Small World, and that's going to be flat. And that is right above here. There's James again. All right, we're gonna grab our sticker of Minnie Mouse laying down, and she's gonna go right on top of this irresistible. Love it. All done. Set it aside and get ready for the next one. Next one's pretty simple. It's just photos, so we can slide that over in the done pile. We've got our cute little pocket. We're going to draw a circle on that first. So we're going to do circle number 5. Little to the right. Now, it is like 3 a.m. and all the background noise in my house is crazy. Okay, perfect circles. Yay. Now, our embellishments for this is going to be the double hearts, Mickey and Minnie. And then we're going to have a red heart here, and we're going to overlap Magical Day. So Magical Day is pop dotted. The heart is going to be flat. And then these two are going to be pop dotted. Oh my God. I hope you guys cannot hear what's happening in the kitchen. But I'm afraid you probably can. I'm sorry. Let's put those little double hearts up there, and then we can turn this one over. things to see. There's so much to see. So we're gonna do, oh, what is this thing? I don't even know what it's called, but that's what we're gonna do. Oh, what is it? Oh, I don't know. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. But we're gonna need a little red heart here, and we're gonna need fun and food right there. And this is all gonna be flat. We're covering up that little pinpoint dot thing. Don't make it sway. And air, it's up in the air. Ugh, my goodness, I can't think about it right now. But make sure it's straight and not swaying. Nobody wants to be on these rides if they're swaying, that's for sure. Okay, red heart over top of them a little. Fun and food. It's gonna go right above our map. Oh, that is crooked, so I'm gonna pull it up. But it's not like a square shape either, so it might be the shape. And then food. And that is all set. Love it. Well, we got an easy one. A 6x8 is all good. We can just set that up. And then we're gonna have our ledger paper. So you can pull out the ledger paper, and we will do, let's do 2 circles here, but I'm gonna do the circles first. So we're gonna do circle number 3 right there. And then we're going to do circle number 1 way down at the bottom. And it's pretty centered, but a little to the left on this picture. So just a little bit to the left. There we go. Now for our embellishment pieces, we need family favorite. So that's gonna go right here. Oops. We're gonna do 3 different hearts. We have a blue, a red, and a yellow. And then the ticket booth. So the ticket booth is gonna slide underneath there. And we have a mitten 1 ticket to ride. So we're gonna pop dot the bottom and leave that top open so that a picture can be slid in. Make sure I got this right. And I do. So only pop dot the bottom. If you're putting pictures on at the same time, well, glue this down. That's a little crooked, gee whiz. Everything's a little crooked. Now I need to trim some of this off because it's not tucking underneath there. And that's no big deal. Just got to get rid of some. Now I can tuck it and it doesn't hang off. So that's good. A little too high. Let's pull it down just a smidge. I have my yellow heart that's flat. I have the blue heart, which also is just flat. And then the red one, flat also. We're going to grab Donald Duck. He's going to be part of this layout. So our Donald Duck. And there we go. Family favorite is flat. Is that straight? No, ma'am, it is not. But it's just a smidge, so there we go. Perfect. All right, one more done. Turn that bad boy over. Yes. And then we're going to do some big Mickey ears here. So this is going to be number 7. And we're going to come down to about line 15 for our first circle. So line 15 for our first circle is right here for the bottom of our first circle. So it's a little to the left. Okay, let me just get this out of the way for a second. It's hitting. And then for the other ears, I believe it is number 4. Let me confirm. Yes, it's going to be number 4 on our template. Great. I love the weight that the 3 rings give to each piece. Just looks more purposeful and I think more creative, but that's personal preference. If you don't like it, don't do it. You do you and I will do me. No wrong or right, just a matter of what you like. Okay. So now for our embellishment pieces, we need the word vacation. We need the popcorn, which is so cute, this little popcorn stand thing, which, I mean, do they run around with popcorn there? I don't know, but it's too cute to not pass up or not to use. And then Fantasyland. So that's one of our first parks that I think we come to from the map for all ages. And then we're going to get our little popcorn pieces. Okay. So the first thing that's going to go on, let's get our vacation word on, because that's flat. So vacation is, yes, covering up Mickey's head, and you can use these lines for your reference so that it's straight. Clean it up a little bit. Let's get our popcorn bucket on. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to explain to me the whole like popcorn thing. Like what? Do they have popcorn that they're passing out all the time? Because when I was there as a kid, I don't remember that. Let's pop dot this little piece of popcorn because they're so stinking cute on top of the bucket right here. Let's pop dot our Fantasyland underneath. Oh, these barely fit. Careful with these. So Fantasyland is going underneath, and that's what I did. Each one of the parks is on this back side, and it starts a new, you know, a new section of the album, if that's how you want to do it. That was my thought. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to pop dot our popcorn thing, whatever, this popcorn cart. Okay, so our popcorn cart, we're just gonna put right on maybe that last line, maybe a little higher, like 2 lines up. And then for kids of all ages, it's gonna be flat. And it's tucked under here, so I need to cut those notches off. That looks good. And now we're gonna put on our cute little popcorn pieces. And I'm using the double popcorn piece first, and that is definitely pop dotted. Now we've got a flat one. A pop dotted one. And then a flat. These little transition pages, like the one with the castle and now Fantasyland, they're my favorite. I just love them. It's so cute. And it's all done with the embellishments from Doodlebug because they give you so many in a package. Love it. All right, guys, let's set that one up to be finished. And then the next page is just going to have, there's magic in the air, and it's just going to get glued on the inside of this. Now, if you like to journal and you're going to use a journaling card for that, don't put it. But most of my customers, you know, they don't love to tell long stories. So I help them out by telling them they can just put an embellishment there. So there it is. There is magic in the air. Let's flip that over. And we should have a black and white stripe heart, and then our favorite memories. Our favorite memories, I'm going to cut off that ring. So let's bring in the trimmer and set that so that we cut that off straight. There we go. Ink that edge. We got to ink that edge since we did that. Pull out this. And we're going to use circle number 5 to go around the carousel. And then I made sure, like I looked, and Fantasyland has these Dumbo carousels in it, so that's why I used it in this part of the book. I tried my best. I don't know if I'm right on everything, but I did do a lot of research to see what was what. I should have called a couple of my customers that are Disney fanatics, or my friend Jenna, who is a Disney nut job, and she is now a travel agent and books Disney trips. She's done a few customers and they said it was fabulous. So if you are looking for a travel agent, and you guys know Jenna, we love Jenna. That is what she is doing now, and she's very good at it. And there's like I said, she's done a few customers, and you could definitely talk to them and see how it was. I love to use a travel agent because I don't like booking trips. I just want to go. Okay, put that in there, and that is all done. We're about halfway through now, so we're doing good, keeping pace. So let's get a sip, grab a coffee, do what you need to do. Excuse me, it's a lot of talking. Now, gonna grab that carousel. That's gonna go on here. No adhesive right here, we'll just pop dot these sides. We're gonna do smiles from ear to ear. That's gonna go underneath. And then a magical place is going to go up above, pop dotted. So let's get pop dots on the magical place. And we'll get this one on first above, and it's heavy to the left-hand side. This plaid paper is so pretty. There we go. And we're going to put pop dots right along here. So let's turn that over. It's going to be right side and the bottom. Don't cover up the hole, just, you know, make sure you're always conscious of those. Okay, and then smile from ear to ear is going to be flat. And there we go. We're going to turn that over. And here's a fun one, the teacups. I actually thought they took the teacups out, but I guess not. Somebody told me they did still have them. So we're going to do the red teacup, and then we're going to do the yellow teacup, and then we're going to do the blue teacup. And round, we have a cute little star, and then we're going to have Daisy sticking out of it. And you also should have the word rides, which is going to be on here. But before we do all that, we're going to do some circles. So there's the pieces that we need. And we're going to do circle number 8 right here. Oops. And then we're going to do circle number 3. Circle number 2. All right. All right, let's grab our teacups and get them stacked together, kind of. So the red teacup is going to be in the blue teacup. So we're going to put a little adhesive on the top of the blue teacup here. so that we can kind of stick it together just like that. And then the yellow teacup is going to be in the red one. So put a little bit of adhesive on the top of the red teacup. And then he is kind of straight again. And then it's like that. And these are going to be pop dotted. We're going to give this right in the center-ish. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the word rides on. And that'll be pop dotted along with the circle roundup, or round and round. It's gonna go here. Get your popped ups on the round and round. Right about there. And now we're gonna take our sticker sheet and we're gonna grab Goofy and Daisy. So Goofy's gonna go at the bottom here. Make sure he misses the hole. And Daisy's gonna go inside the teacups. So we're gonna have to cut her off right about at her purple shirt. And she goes right in there. And the red star. Now I wish I would have paid attention because I would have pushed her up a little or down so that that black line wasn't in her face, but it's too late now. So you guys slow down a little bit and make sure, you know, that she's tall enough to see her whole face. I love these stickers, but they're see-through, so sometimes you just can't help that. All right, red star goes there. And then this one is all done. We have our next page, which is pretty simple because we're not going to do anything to it. We're going to leave these alone. We have a pocket page now. That's our large red dot. And what we need for this is this little tag with the little hippo is going to go inside there. And now we're starting Adventureland. So we're going to put Adventureland here. We're going to Making Memories, Our Big Adventure, and Where Dreams Come True. So these are the pieces that we're going to be using. But before we do all that, we're going to put a Mickey, a little tiny one right here. So we're going to use number 2. Now we're going to do number 1 for the ears. There we go. That one can be a little tighter. It's a little wonky, but we'll make it work. Okay, Mickey is done. And now we're going to start putting the pieces on. So let's grab Our Big Adventure. Oh my goodness, everything is sticking to me. And that's going to go right underneath. Just a little bit of space. And then Where Dreams Come True is going to go right underneath that, a little heavy to the left. We're going to pop dot Adventureland. And that's going to be heavy to the left too. And then we're going to pop that little camera Making Memories. It's going to overlap the Adventureland just a little. Make sure it's straight. And then we're going to turn it over after you have those pieces on. Cute little tag is in there with the hippos. And on this side, favorite things, we're going to use, we've seen the castle already, so I'm covering that up, and I want to use the cotton candy cart to do that. So we're going to put the cotton candy cart on, and then we should have a teal heart, and then that's going to be on also. So let's put adhesive on that heart. And that can be put, actually, I'm going to move it up a little. I don't really want it on the one. There we go. Let's put adhesive on the food cart. Great. And then that is good. I love it. Okay, our next one is the 8x10, so we can just put that to the side, or 6x8. We're not doing anything to this one. And then we have the little hippo. We have I Love This Place. There is the boat, and it's a little smoke thing that comes out. Now, I should have another hippo on this right here that's partially in the water. I have misplaced it. I cannot find him. So you have one. You have a little hippo that's partially coming out of the water, and I want you guys to put that on. So let's pop dot this boat first. So since it's overlapping the photo, again, we will do the bottom and then the right hand side. Let's see, I need some cut ones. There we go. Now we'll leave this right here so that we don't, we can stick the photo underneath. Great. The little puffs of smoke are just going to get put down. And then so is I Love This Place. So grab that out. Go ahead and put adhesive on it. Gets tucked under. Our hippo needs pop dots at the bottom of him. And don't put any pop dots at the very top because he's overlapping the photo. So halfway up. There you go. And then you have a hippo that you're going to put right here, pop dotted. I do not. Oh, you know what? I need to go back one because there's something that I know I didn't do because I'm looking at the sticker. So this right here, let's go back. I'm so sorry. I want you to pull that out. It's 2 pages back. And I use the little Donald Duck kids to do this. Donald Duck kids, the little nephews. So we're going to put the little nephews running along the bottom of that layout. Okay? Now we can call that one done and stuck it back in there. All right, so for this, now that that's done, we're going to turn it over. And we're going to get out the monorail. We're going to get out the monorail ticket. The word parade. Faster, faster. World of Adventure, sorry, and again and again. So these are the pieces that we're going to use next, besides a red heart. That'll be one more thing. But before we get to all that, we're going to draw a Mickey head right there. So let's take this off for a second and get that started. So with this one, we are doing number 6. And we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So right about here is where we're going to start the Mickey head. And then for the ears, we're going to use number 3. Ugh, I am really making myself crazy tonight. Let's do the fat side. There we go. Now we can get all those other pieces we just talked about on. Okay, let me get rid of some of these pop dots because they are just all over the place right now. There we go, that's better. So we're going to start with the faster, faster and build our way up. This is going to be flat and it's just barely above the first little line. And then our monorail is going to be pop dotted. Okay, and that's going to go right above the faster, faster. And then this little ticket is going to go right here, but I need to trim it a little because I want to get it in there a little bit more. So I'm going to trim it off at an angle, just like that. Pop dot it. That's perfect. I got a little red heart that I'm going to pop dot too. So let's cut this piece. And then the word parade is going to be flat. Oh, need more adhesive. And that's going to be partially over the little Mickey head. That looks good. And then we have 2 flat ones, which is the Again and Again. And World of Adventure. Oh. So that is done. We've got our photo one, which is next, and we're not doing anything to it, so we're going to set that aside. Chipboard Family Adventure is what this one's going to be. So we have our character autograph and Ticket to Ride, which is going to go on. We have Family, which will be here. We have Adventure here. And then there is that Mickey heart with the pants and stuff that we're going to use. And that's what we're going to put on this one besides the circles. So we're going to start with the circles and some stickers too. We do put stickers on this one. So we're going to do number 2. And then we're going to do number 1. And then we're going to do number 2 again. Yeah. You know the drill. Dot, dot, dot. Okay, love it. So let's grab our stickers. We're going to use Mickey over here, and she gets tucked in, so I have to trim her. I have to trim her ears and her hands, and then I'm just going to slide her right in, just like that. That's great. And then I'll put Mickey up above. And here he is. And I have to do the same thing. I need to trim him off. And slide him in right here. Now the Tickets to Ride, they're glued together. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them right here. Or, I'm sorry, I'm going to glue them right there like that. So let's put a little adhesive, and then I'm going to pop dot the back side here because it goes over top of the picture. So I'm going to do probably 2 rows of pop dots. That's probably pretty good. Look at how dirty my hands are from ink and markers. What a mess I am. Now, don't cover up your hole. Oh, looks like this one pop dot might be one too many there. And then don't glue these, you know, that'll be floppy so that you can put your picture underneath there. So Family is pop dotted also, and so is the Adventure. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. Lots and lots of pop dots. Okay, word family is ready for me. So that's going to go above right here. And then I want to take that Mickey Pants heart and pop dot that also. Let's see, I think I've got one with some cuts in it. There's that. So cute. I'm going to tack these down a little because it's a display album and I don't want them to get ruined. You should not do that though. All right, so the adventure is overlapping just a smidge. So we're going to pop out almost all of it. All right, now that, oops, I got a little bit showing right there. So let's pull that off. Now that I've got that all pop dotted, just gonna set it right down. And then that is it for this page. We're gonna flip it over and we're gonna get out what we need for the next set. So we're gonna have a little park pass. We're gonna have the Mickey bow, which seriously, that was a big debate on which way that bow went. I for some reason thought the floppy part was down, but I was definitely wrong. We're gonna have a star and then Tomorrowland. So here is Tomorrowland, and then we'll do a sticker of, matter of fact, we can get that on right now. So we've got a sticker of Pluto and Mickey, which goes right here. And we're gonna get a Mickey head with circles on there before we do too much more. And this is going to be number 5. Actually, it's gonna be number 6. Sorry about that. So let's do number 6. And then for the ears, it'll be number 3. Okay. Let's get this dotting and dashing done. love making these Mickey heads. It's way simple and just too cute. Let's grab our Park Pass and we're going to put adhesive on that. It's going to be flat. And it's just going to come right off the edge of the film strip. We're going to pop dot Minnie's bow and make sure we get it the right way up. Oop. Just like that. We have a cute little blue star that we'll pop dot. And then our Tomorrowland, we're going to pop dot also. So Tomorrowland is way close to the bottom. And then that is it for this one. Then go ahead and put that aside. Pull out your next set. We're going to get this red heart paper out, put some embellishments on it. So we've got this cute little fun this way. Characters. And then trains. So that's what we're going to do here. And these are all going to be flat. Oh, not far enough down. And then once we have that done, we can pop it back in here, flip it over, and I don't do anything to these tag parts. So that is good. We've got our last pocket that we need to embellish, and it is going to have a circle, circle number 4. We are almost there, ladies. So close. If you're hanging in there, you're doing a good job. And the book is well worth it. It's super cute. We're at the home stretch. Okay. So with this one, it's got one little tag that we need to do, and that's going to go right here, pop dotted. And that is the half a Mickey head with Best Day Ever. Oh, take that off, flip this guy over, and we've got the little ice cream food cart that's going to go on right here, and that's going to be flat. And then we're going to take our last sticker that we're going to use, and that's Goofy. The rest of these I did not use, so you can if you want to. I chose not to. And he's going to go partially on there. Backs would definitely hang out by the ice cream cart. Okay, my next page is a 6x8, so there isn't anything for us to do with that besides set it aside and grab out our graph paper. So our graph paper is going to have the famous clocks, and the dreams come true right here. And then we have our Mickey heart. And we've got a few other hearts too, which is a blue one, a black one, and then yellow. So I'm going to start with the dreams come true because that's pop dotted. And it's just over the photo a little bit, so we don't have to worry about that one. Let's get that clock in there. Clock is flat, and it's just tucked right under. This heart is going to be pop dotted, but let's just do it on the left-hand side and then the bottom. I'm going to cut one because it's just a little bit over top of the photo. There we go. We've got a blue heart that is pop dotted. If I can pick them up. And then the yellow and the black heart are going to be flat. Perfect. And once you've got that on, you can flip it over. And this is our last inside page to embellish. So we're going to do some circles, of course. We're going to do circle number 8, which is a large one. And it's partially off the page. And then we're going to do circle number 6 right over here. You know what time it is, dotting and dashing. Okay. That, ladies, is your last circles that you're going to do for this book. Now we're going to put our tugboat on, and then we're going to put the word happy underneath it, and then our favorite trip. So everything, happy is going to be flat, but the other two pieces are going to be popped at it. So let's start with that. So pop dots off. Let's get this guy pretty centered. Happy can go underneath. Better drop it a little bit lower. There we go. Let's pop dot our favorite trip. And that's going to go centered. Let's see, is that good? It is good. All right, ladies, that is all of the pages. So I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to clean up and get them organized, and then we're going to start doing the gems and the glitter glue. Oh God, and I just hit the camera again. Seriously, it's been a long night, ladies. Thanks for putting up with me. Well, it's time to add my most favorite part of any page or album, and that is the glitter glue and the bling. So what I'm going to do is use Sunburst as the glitter glue. And I talked about these earlier, the gems that I was going to use. So I need to pull out my Nuvo glue to glue them down. And then my scissors. I like to use my scissors to pick them up and things. So that's what I'm going to do. Now for the consistency of what I'm going to do, I'm not going to put any gems on the Mickey ears, but I am going to put them on the circles. So that's going to kind of what I'm thinking. And then I'll just do the glitter glue as I feel it needs it. So I'm going to start with putting the gems on here. And we're going to do our front cover first. And I'm putting out really small spots of the adhesive. Now I took my diamond off of this, and then it holds itself pretty well upright. Looks like I need a little bit of sticky on the end of these scissors, so I'm going to put a little bit of a puddle, stick my scissors in it, and then tap it off and see if I can get it to start picking them up. This is a big one. And there we go. So essentially what I'm doing when I put my scissors in the adhesive like that is I'm making my own like sticky note at the end of my scissors to pick up my gems. And it works beautifully. Adding the glitter glue and the gems to stuff just like brings it kind of all together. I love that part of the albums. So now for the glitter glue for this, oops, let's pick that up. Tapping it down to the bottom. And I'm gonna start with just doing it on the circles and the Mickey ears. And I dot my glitter glue. I don't rub it on because I feel like it looks the most, it looks the most purposeful, I guess, and not like I just, you know, hodgepodged it. And then I'm going to do a little bit of the treetops. Oh, I did not just do that. Well, let's start again. Let's do this one. Didn't really mess it up, but I do want a little bit. There we go. That's good. Careful, careful, people. Don't do what Shannon does. So I think I'm going to do the stars too. I always love like stars and hearts and things like that to be glittered. So I'm just going to cover them up. I'm not going to do that one though because it's kind of messing with the Mickey ear. Do a little bit of the train. Cameras always are cute, glittered. And then I'm going to do a waterfall effect with the Mickey, or the magical. So I'm not going to go all the way down. Sunburst glitter glue, which is a yellow. Yellows are my favorite because they just add a little bit of brightness to everything without changing any colors. So that's going to be it for my front cover. Now I am going to look at the inside and do some of the stuff here, and I'll start on this side right here. I'll do the gems just because I want it to dry, and then all I have to do is the back. When I'm picking up the gems, it has nothing to do with size. It just, whichever one catches my eye at that moment and sticks to it. Okay. I'm going to do the polka dotted ones just a little bit. Okay, now let's do this side over here. I'm just going to turn my book because I don't want that bottom, I don't want this to touch. So I'm going to hold it up. Now everything wants to stick to my scissors. Make sure you always put your gems on a scrap piece of paper like I have so that you can shimmy them, and I'll show you what I mean. So whenever you don't have enough flat ones, just give it a little shake, and then you can start seeing which ones are on the right side to pick up. Okay, that's good. Let's go ahead and grab our glitter glue. And I'm just going to do the circles on this one. Perfect. So I've got those done. Now I'm going to set that album aside to set up and dry. And we're going to start on the pages, and I'm going to do all the right sides, and then I'll do all the left sides. And if you want to do the little pieces inside here, you can. It just depends on what you're looking for. I'm going to keep it probably a little bit simpler unless I feel something needs it. So we're going to do Mickey head. And that's going to be good for me. I'm going to set that one aside. I'm going to pull this out here and do a little bit with the hearts maybe and the camera. And I do have a tendency to do one side more like a shadow. Okay, that's going to be good. We have our main street. So we want gems on this one. Make sure you only put enough circles of the glue that you're capable of working with so that it doesn't dry. It's okay if it gets tacky, but you don't want it to dry. All right, so we're going to do our little star. Circle. And the trolley's super cute. Let's just do a little bit of the lines that we see here. And that's going to be good for me. Your next page is a page protector with nothing to do, so move on to this one. The food is super cute. So let's go ahead and highlight the tops, give them a shadow of glitter glue. This one I'll do like the little salt pieces on the pretzel. And done and done. Your next page is a 4x6 page protector, so we're going to skip that one. And then we're going to grab this, and I'm going to do the circles. A little bit on the one side. I'm going to do these little guys too. If you're having a problem getting your stickles to come out, give it a good shake. Or put the lid back on and tap it. That's really the best way to do it, is to put the lid on. And give it a good tap on the table. All right, let's get some gems on this bad boy. Set that aside. I've got an 8x10 one again. And then we've got our little Donald Duck family favorite memories. Taking it with me. There we go. We're going to do the circle. I'm going to give mine a tap because it's... There we go. Do the hearts. I like these little lights that look like they light up on the ticket booth, so I'm going to do that. There. Set that one to dry. Oh, we have to do the popcorn pieces. Just highlight them, just their tops of each piece. That is good. Got our little carousel ride, which I got a lot on this one. And I'm gonna go down like the tent. There we go. And let's do these little pieces here. Glitter glue always looks so messy and then it dries so flawlessly. I love it. Your next piece is a 4x6 photo, so we're just going to set that aside. And then it has a pocket. And here, no gems, just the Mickey ears. The stars. And that little heart is super cute, so I'm going to do that. Done. We got our 6x8 photo, so we don't need to do that. Here, I'll do the heart and then the little banners on the boat. Only the red parts. Cute. Can set that one away. We've got our 4x6 photo. We don't need to do anything to that. And then our family adventure. We can gem it up. Oops. Couple more. Okay. Let's start with the circles here, but we got quite a bit, I think, that I'm going to do. So I'm going to do the top of the heart like we have on the others. And I'm going to do a waterfall effect on family and adventure. Actually, I'm going to cover family all together. And I will do a waterfall effect on adventure. So when you do the waterfall effect, a lot of times I'm going like 3/4 of the way down. Trying to make sure it's even wherever I stop on the first one. I stop on all of them. There we go. Good deal. We're going to pull out the fun. And that's the only one, so I'm just going to take it out a little bit. Just going to, almost looks like a marquee sign. So we're just going to glitter that whole thing. Awesome. And then we have our best day ever pocket. Let's see what's inside there. Nope, nothing gonna do with those. Anybody that complains about these gems and says they can't do them, they are no harder than a gem that is on a strip. There we go. All set. We have a 6x8 page. And then we have our last one that we can do, and that's going to be the clock one. So on here, we're just going to do some of the hearts, and then that's going to be it. And then I'll let these set up to dry, and as soon as they are, we will come back to the other side. Oops, a little smidge there. We'll get that wiped off. So that's it for these ones. That's all our rights. And now I'm going to wait for this to dry, and then we will start with our lefts. So we're ready to do the last part of our glitter glue, which is going to be our left-hand side of our pages. So I stacked mine all back up after they were dry, and we are ready to continue on. So here is your first page. But before I forget, let's set that aside and do the back cover. We did the front cover, which is just great. We got the insides done, which looks really nice too. And now we need to do that back cover. So since it's just the Mickey head, we are just gonna take our Sunburst glitter glue and we're going to dot that whole thing. If I can get mine to come out. All right, sorry, gonna have to bang it again. There we go. I was at the store the other day and somebody was doing a mini album and they were dotting like this, and I kept trying to find out what they were banging, like what was going on, why was that noise happening, and they were doing their album. And I was like, oh goodness sakes, it almost reminded me of the days when we were using grommets. All right, so let's put a little bit of sparkle in the sunglasses, the lenses, and then set this one aside to dry. So this is super cute. We're gonna do our sun and the heart. So let's just do like all the rays. And then we'll do one side of the little sun face. Perfect. We're gonna set that one aside to dry. Turn this over. We can pull out the little lamp, and I'm just going to highlight the lamp like where it already has that white highlight, just to make it look like it's kind of shiny, glowing. We can set that one off. This one's a fun one. We get to go crazy here with our gems. All right, lots of gems on this one. I don't know why, but this is probably my favorite page of all of them, and there's so many cute ones, but I just think this seems extra special. Come on now. Make sure if you need some, shake it out a little. One more to go. And then we can get the glitter glue out and do that whole circle. I'm going to do the inside of the white of this heart. And the castle. Let's start with doing the one side of each one of those steeples. I think it's a steeple, something like that. I'm going to do a little bit, almost highlighting like a little bit of where the brick is. Okay, really faint, but you can see it when you're looking at yours, I bet. I'm going to do all the magic words. Okay, that's great. We've got an 8 by 10 piece, so we don't have to do anything to that. Or 6 by 8 piece. Let's flip this one over, and we can do the Mickey head. Let's do the stars that are on these. And around the edge of the camera, we've been pretty consistent with that. And then the heart. And that's going to be good for this one. We've got a page that doesn't need to be done there. And then our pocket. I still can't remember what this thing is called. I really should look it up because now it's making me a little crazy. Chairlift? No, that isn't it either, is it? Ugh. Maybe it is a chairlift. I don't know. That's skiing, right? Oh boy. All right, so that's all set there. And then we've got another big 6 by 8 page that we can set that aside. And then a big Mickey head, which I love, and this adorable stinking popcorn that's so cute. So lots of glitter on Mickey's ears and his head. And then a little bit on the tops of the popcorn. Even the little ones inside there. Perfect. Let's do the heart. And then we're going to set this one aside. Turn that over. We'll do this circle. Now this circle is underneath a page protector. So I would rather, what we're going to do is we're going to do a few gems on the outside of the page protector, just a few. It takes longer to dry when the adhesive's on the plastic because it's poor. It can't soak in. So just give it time. And now I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to do the circle with the glitter glue and then the heart. We'll just do one side of the heart and then go crazy with that circle. Perfect. Set this one up there to dry. We've got the back side of this, which has lots of gems that we can add here. I need a little bit more sticky on the end of my scissors. Okay. Let's get the glitter glue on it. I'm going to highlight these teacups just across the tops. The stars, don't forget about those. We've been doing them all. These cute little things, this teacup. And then that's going to be good for this one. Another one down. All right. I don't know why we didn't do something here, so I am just going to do the little heart here. This is the wrong side, but the other side doesn't need anything. So why not? There we go. Just a little something, something. Let's highlight this heart with our glitter glue. And if you don't want to fill these in with anything, even though I don't feel it needs it, but it does give you room to kind of journal in here. You could put another circle, add some gems. But the book is super cute just the way that it is. So you don't have to feel the need to add anything, but you could. You could go crazy. There's lots of room. Okay. Our next page is a 6x8, so let's just set that aside. And then we have this here, our little monorail. Just do the heart, and then maybe the yellow of the monorail. We'll just kind of dot that. Our next layout just has 4x6 photos in it, our next page anyway, so we can set it aside. And then we've got this cute one. Let's do the white dots of her bow, the star, and of course, Mickey ears. Okay, great. You can pull this out and we'll do just a little bit. I love the little hot dog, hot diggity dog. And then maybe just a little bit where that yellow is. Perfect. Okay, I gotta run out of space, but guess what? This is our last page. And no, it's not. I'm making things up. There it is. A few more. Not many, just a few. Let's highlight the umbrella and then that yellow. Okay, there we go. Our next page is a 6x8, so we can set that aside. And now we're at our last page. So this is it, ladies. Last one. Super fast. It only took me, it's like 15 minutes in, and we are done with the glitter glue and the gems for the back sides, which is really quick. Oops, missed one. Okay, let's pull these back. Oops. Now these are drying pretty fast, so I'm just going to add a little adhesive to this one and that one, and I should be good. Last one. Let's get that yellow glitter glue, stickle, sunburst. Heavy, heavy, heavy. And let's highlight the top of our, what kind of boat is this? I was gonna say a tugboat. Boy, oh boy, I am tired. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm not going to add anything else to this album. All your gems and glitter glue is done. If you've got to this point, congrats. It has been a bit of a labor of love, but probably one of the simpler ones that we've ever done. And one of the cutest ones for sure. I do love this little album. And so much so that this is actually the second one that I've made. Well, I'm going to keep one for myself, and I'm going to get myself to Disney and make a little album. So I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it, and that you have really great pictures to put in there.